Imagine your company's HR department sends you a highly detailed, beautifully wrapped package containing all your benefits information. But when the delivery driver actually arrives at your house, your physical mailbox is just too small. The package doesn't get squeezed in, instead, it completely vanishes and you receive absolutely nothing. Well, in Copilot Studio, your package is the adaptive card, and that mailbox, that's your destination channel. If the channel simply doesn't have the capacity to handle your card's specific format, your masterpiece just disappears into thin air.
So, let's dive right into this technical reality. Picture this scenario. You've built an adaptive card for a Contoso HR leave balance summary. In the Copilot Studio Designer, it looks absolutely perfect. It's got a clean multi-column structure, beautifully styled containers, everything is exactly in its right place. You even test it in the web chat surface and it renders flawlessly. But then, an employee opens that exact same agent in Microsoft Teams. Suddenly, your beautiful card is completely gone. It's either been replaced by a generic plain text fallback or worse, just an empty blank space where the card should be. If you're preparing for the AB 620 exam, diagnosing exactly why this silent failure occurs is an absolutely crucial must-know concept.
The invisible architecture causing this problem really boils down to one thing: schema version incompatibility. Think of a schema as a rulebook that tells the system what features and layouts are actually allowed. And here is the golden rule for your architecture. Every single channel that renders cards, whether it's Teams, a website, or a live chat window, has a maximum schema version it can support. If your card relies on some shiny new element from a newer schema version and you send it to a channel that only understands older versions, it doesn't just look a little weird. It fails. And the scary part? It usually fails completely silently.
To prevent those silent failures, you absolutely need to memorize these specific limits for your certification. Microsoft Teams and Live Chat max out at schema version 1.5. Let me repeat that, because it's a major trap on the exam. Teams and Live Chat support a maximum of v1.5. On the other hand, the web channel can handle the newer v1.6. Now here's the kicker. The Copilot Studio Designer doesn't pop up a warning bell to tell you this while you're designing. If you put v1.6 layout properties into a card that's meant for Teams, it's simply going to break in production.
But as you'll see, even when a channel does support a newer schema, it can have its own unique quirks. The web channel supports v1.6, right? Well, it actually has a very specific restriction you need to know for the AB 620 exam. It does not support action.execute for button actions. If you use action.execute, your buttons will be completely dead on the web. Instead, you must architect your buttons using action.submit to ensure full compatibility when deploying to the web channel. Honestly, it's these tiny, precise details that separate a working enterprise agent from a broken one.
So where do we actually control this? You fix it right at the architectural source, the JSON code. Every single adaptive card JSON definition has a version property. If you look at the JSON view of your card, right near the top next to the $schema declaration, you're going to see a line for version. If you want to guarantee that your card will work in Microsoft Teams and Live Chat, you need to manually intervene. Go straight into that code and explicitly set the value to 1.5. It is literally a 3-second fix that will save you hours of troubleshooting down the line.
And this brings us to a crucial point: verifying the source of your cards. A very common pitfall happens when developers try to take shortcuts. Look, we've all done it. The Adaptive Cards Hub is a fantastic resource full of beautiful templates. But if you blindly copy and paste a template from the hub, or really any external source, into your Copilot Studio topic without verifying that version number, you are walking straight into a production failure. Always pull the code, check that version number, adjust it to 1.5 if necessary, and only then embed it into your topic.
Now let's talk about testing, because your testing environment might actually be lying to you. Think of the Copilot Studio test pane like testing a brand new boat in a backyard swimming pool. It floats perfectly, right? But that doesn't mean it can handle the rough waves of the actual ocean. The test pane uses the web channel engine, meaning it fully supports schema version 1.6. It is a great proxy if your final destination is a website, but it is a terrible proxy for Microsoft Teams. Your card might look like an absolute masterpiece in the test pane pool, and then immediately sink when you drop it into the Teams ocean.
And there's another layer of complexity here you'll be tested on: the limitations of the authoring canvas itself. The authoring canvas, the visual builder where you map out your conversation nodes, it actually doesn't render v1.6 cards at all. It just hides them entirely. Only the test pane will actually show you a v1.6 card. So if you are strictly relying on the canvas to see how your conversation flows visually, a v1.6 card will appear to be completely missing until you run the test pane.
So how does all this shape our actual design strategy for cross-channel agents?
When you're deploying a bot to multiple places, like our Contoso HR bot deploying to both Teams and a web portal, you essentially have two choices. You can either use a universal skeleton key that opens every door, or you can carry around a giant, heavy key ring and try to figure out which key matches which door every single time a user logs on. These are your two architectural options, universally designing to v1.5 or using channel detection to serve different variants.
Option 1 is the recommended best practice, both in the real world and for your exam. Design everything to schema version 1.5. Yes, you give up a small handful of fancy layout perks that v1.6 offers on the web, but in exchange, you gain total predictability. Your card will render consistently across Teams, live chat, and the web channel without you having to write any special handling logic. For a typical enterprise scenario, this is the right default choice because it completely eliminates an entire category of rendering bugs. Option 2 is applying channel detection with card variants. Technically, you can use topic-level conditions in Copilot Studio to say, hey, if the user's on the web, show them this fancy v1.6 card. But if they're on Teams, show them this simpler v1.5 card. But beware the maintenance overhead here. You now have two separate pieces of JSON code to keep in sync every single time HR wants to fix a simple typo. For the vast majority of scenarios, this kind of complexity simply isn't justified.
Now, this core concept of compatibility extends way beyond large cards. It applies to quick replies, too. Think of quick replies kind of like a drive-through menu. You pull up and you are offered a few fast, easy choices to tap. But different channels are like different restaurant franchises. Some channels don't support quick replies at all, so the buttons simply vanish and the user just sees text. Other channels do support them, but have really strict limits on how many they can display at once, silently hiding any buttons that exceed their limit.
The absolute crucial architectural takeaway here is fallback design. Because those buttons might vanish depending on where the user is chatting from, you can never, ever design a conversation that relies entirely on a user clicking a quick reply to move forward. If a channel hides the buttons, the user is completely stuck. You must always architect a clear, explicit text prompt alongside your buttons, something like please select an option below or simply type your choice. That way, if the buttons disappear, the user still knows exactly what they need to do to advance the flow.
As we wrap up this explainer on channel constraints, I want to leave you with one final, critical thought. If you've been relying purely on the test pane to validate your designs, what silent failures might be hiding in your production deployments right now? Are your adaptive cards actually reaching your users in Microsoft Teams, or are they quietly vanishing into the void? To guarantee success on your exam and in the real world, build for predictability, set your schemas correctly, and always, always test in the actual destination channel.